Greetings, fearless explorers of the unknown, and welcome to Mysteries of the Abyss, the channel that plunges you into the depths of darkness with chilling tales that will haunt your every thought. I am your guide through the shadows, your bearer of secrets. Today we embark on a journey into the heart of fear as we unveil a tale that will send a cold shiver down your spine. Prepare yourselves, for the story we unravel today is none other than the Harvest Festival. In a quiet, picturesque village nestled amidst the tranquil embrace of nature, the arrival of autumn signals not just the turning of leaves, but the awakening of a chilling tradition. The Harvest Festival is more than just a celebration of bounty. It's a time when the boundary between our world and the sinister abyss weakens, when the villagers offer more than just crops to appease the lurking darkness. As we delve into the Harvest Festival, we'll uncover the age-old rituals, the whispered incantations, and the haunting presence that cast a shadow over this seemingly joyous occasion. Join us in this harrowing journey as we unearth the secrets hidden beneath the festivities, secrets that will make your blood run cold. What malevolent force lurks in the guise of celebration? What dark bargains are made beneath the harvest moon? Discover the truth as we peel back the layers of this chilling narrative. And remember, in this village, not everything is as it seems. Stay with us, brave souls, as we unravel the sinister mysteries of the Harvest Festival, right here on Mysteries of the Abyss. In the small town of Salemwood, Massachusetts, nestled among the rolling hills and surrounded by dense forests, the annual Harvest Festival was a time-honored tradition. It marked the end of summer and the beginning of autumn, a time for the townsfolk to come together, enjoy the crisp air, and celebrate the bountiful harvest of the season. 13-year-old Annabelle and her 10-year-old brother Sam eagerly anticipated the festival all year. It was the one night their parents allowed them to explore the festivities on their own, a rare privilege for the siblings. Dressed in warm jackets and clutching their tickets, they set off into the chilly October night. The festival grounds were a flurry of activity. Booths lined with apple bobbing, cider sipping, and pumpkin picking beckoned to the children. The smell of roasted corn and cotton candy filled the air. Lanterns and colorful decorations adorned the streets, casting a warm, inviting glow. Annabelle and Sam wasted no time, indulging in every delight the festival had to offer. They bobbed for apples, their faces dripping with water as they giggled in delight. They savored sweet apple cider, sipped from oversized cups, and chose the roundest pumpkins they could find to take home. As the night grew darker, the siblings couldn't resist the allure of the haunted maze, a fixture of the festival known for its spine-tingling scares. It was said that every year, the maze was redesigned to be even more terrifying than the last, and this year was no exception. With a sense of adventure and trepidation, Annabelle and Sam paid their tickets and stepped into the entrance of the maze. Cornstalks towered overhead, casting eerie shadows in the moonlight. The rustling of leaves and the distant cries of other festival-goers created an unsettling atmosphere. Inside the maze, they navigated the winding paths, jumping at every unexpected sound and shadow. Fake spiders and rubbery bugs sent shivers down their spines. The air was heavy with a sense of foreboding, and the siblings clung to each other as they ventured deeper into the labyrinth. After what felt like an eternity, they realized they were hopelessly lost. Panic began to claw at them as they turned one corner after another, each path leading them further into the maze's intricate web. Desperation made them willing to try anything to find their way back to the festival. Then, they heard it, a muffled sound, like distant voices carried by the wind. Hope surged through them, and they decided to follow the voices, convinced they would lead them back to the festival's warmth and safety. They began to cut through the thick stalks of corn, Annabelle leading the way with Sam close behind. The sensation of corn leaves brushing against their skin made them cringe, but the prospect of escape spurred them on. As they drew closer to the voices, they suddenly stopped dead in their tracks. Something was horribly wrong. The figures they saw ahead didn't look like people. They looked like skeletons. Their bonus gleaming eerily in the faint moonlight. Annabelle's breath caught in her throat, and she tightened her grip on Sam's hand. She could hardly believe her eyes. The ground was covered with clothes and what looked to be skin. The skeletons moved with an uncanny fluidity, their bony fingers gesturing and their empty eye sockets fixed on the siblings. Baffled and terrified, Annabelle and Sam took a step back. In their panic, Sam stumbled and fell, his small frame crashing through the cornstalks with a loud snap. The skeletons turned toward them, their hollow gazes piercing through the darkness. "Hey, you can't be here," one of the skeletons hissed, its voice a ghastly whisper that sent chills down their spines. Sam scrambled to his feet, his face pale with fear, and both siblings made a hasty decision. Without a second thought, they turned and ran, their hearts pounding in their chests as they fled from the nightmarish apparitions. Behind them, the voices of the skeletons grew louder and more urgent. They shouted for the children to return, promising that they would never find their way out. Annabelle and Sam ignored the eerie pleas and pressed on, determined to escape the haunted maze. They followed the winding paths for what felt like an eternity, their footsteps echoing in the silence of the night. But then, they reached a dead end. Panic clawed at them once more as they realized they were trapped. In a split-second decision, they turned and began cutting through the cornstalks once again, ignoring the spiderwebs that clung to their faces and the creepy crawlies that skittered over their skin. Each path they cut through seemed to lead to more darkness and isolation. Their desperation grew as they stumbled through the maze, feeling as though they were caught in an endless nightmare. The voices of the skeletons still echoed behind them, a relentless pursuit that showed no signs of relenting. Finally, after what felt like hours, they burst out of the corn maze and into the open grounds of the Harvest Festival. But to their confusion, the festival was shrouded in darkness, and there was not a soul in sight. The lanterns that had once bathed the square in warm light were extinguished, and the colorful decorations hung lifeless in the cold night air. The festivities that had been in full swing just moments ago were now eerily abandoned. In their bewilderment, Annabelle and Sam didn't hear the soft footsteps and the flicker of a flashlight behind them until it was too late. "Where have you kids been?" a stern voice said. "Mom?" Annabelle gasped, rushing forward to embrace her mother as tightly as she could. Sam joined in, his small frame trembling with relief. "It's nearly 2 a.m. You had us worried sick," the mother exclaimed. Frantically, they began to explain their ordeal, how they had entered the maze and gotten lost, and the horrifying encounter with the skeletons. But as they spoke, the confusion only deepened. "There was a group of skeletons, Mom. There were walking skeletons," Sam says out of breath. "Walking skeletons. It's a haunted maze. Did you two get scared by the decorations?" "No, Mom. They were real, I swear." Before Annabelle has a chance to explain more, her mother says with her brow furrowing in concern, "How have you been here so long? The festival closes at 10 p.m. Annabelle and Sam exchanged bewildered glances, unable to explain the 4-hour time gap. Sure, they felt lost for quite some time, but not for 4 hours. Their mother's worried expression deepened as she turned to the approaching police officers who had arrived with flashlights and stern expressions. "Are you kids all right? What were you doing out there?" one of the officers asked. Annabelle and Sam recounted their harrowing experience in the maze, their voices trembling with fear. They couldn't comprehend the passage of time or the inexplicable events that had transpired. "That doesn't explain the nearly 4-hour difference," the officer said, exchanging a concerned glance with his colleagues. "You kids have to be more careful out here. There are strange things in these woods. We don't want you seeing anything as crazy as walking skeletons." With those words, Annabelle and Sam were escorted to their car by their parents. As they climbed into the safety of their vehicle, Annabelle approached the police officer who had spoken to them. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude toward the police officer. The police officer smiled warmly, but as he extended his hand to shake hers, Annabelle felt something cold and bony wrap around her fingers. She froze, staring into the officer's eyes in confusion and fear. With a chilling whisper, the officer leaned closer and placed a single finger to his lips. "Shh." And there you have it, another spine-tingling tale from the depths of the unknown right here on Mysteries of the Abyss. If the Harvest Festival left you with chills that refuse to dissipate, don't forget to express your fear, or should I say appreciation, by smashing that like button below. Your support keeps our exploration into the shadows alive and well. But the journey doesn't end here, my brave companions. If you crave more enigmas that will haunt your thoughts long after the video ends, make sure to subscribe to Mysteries of the Abyss. Subscribing ensures you'll never miss a moment of the eerie tales we unearth from the deepest abyss. Want to connect with us on a deeper, darker level? Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for exclusive behind-the-scenes glimpses, sneak peeks of upcoming stories, and a dose of horror to keep you up at night. Follow the links in the description below to join our community of fellow thrill seekers. Thank you for joining us on this heart-pounding journey into the enigmatic abyss. Until our next encounter with the unknown, remember to keep your flashlight close, your doors locked, and your nightmares closer. This is Mysteries of the Abyss, signing off.